Hello, YouTube vinyl community. He's back. I thought we got rid of him. No. Last weekend, or last Saturday to be exact, took a trip up to Leeds Record Fair. Good couple of hours or so drive from where I am. I've been meaning to try and get back since the last visited there several months ago. There was a bit of a VC meet-up. I've personally been meaning to go back, have a mooch around if Mike Vinyl Spiral was about, say hello, and then after I've done my bit at the fair, go over to Manchester to go and visit my youngest son who lives and works up there. I never managed to get that sorted, and I think I heard it being mentioned on Ian's live stream on Thursday, Leeds Record Fair, or I might have asked Mike when the next one is, and he said, I thought, oh, bugger it, and I said to Ian, do you fancy going up again? Yeah, all right, yeah. So there we are. We sort of went up there and met Mike and had a bloody damn good day. It was a damn good day out, Leeds Record Fair, and there you go, there's a bit of free advertising. That's a nice. Mike actually purchased that and give it to me, just in case the bag I normally carry is getting a bit over full. So there, yeah, Leeds Record Fair. I did buy some stuff. Ian brought some stuff. Let me just put that over there so it's out of the way. Try not to crease it all up, because I might put that in a frame actually. So yeah, we all had a grand day. Good look around the fair. Flicked through plenty of boxes and bins with records in. We all came away with something. Went to one of the local drinking establishments. Had a drink or two, sat outside at the table, and a bite to eat, and as per usual, the local talent came on to me. Crikey, it always bloody happens. It's grab a granny. All the older ladies seem to home in on me for some reason. They want to mother me. But yeah, that was another story. And we went around 3 of Leeds record shops in the city centre, which we'll get to along the way. So anyway, when we get there, we generally like to have a sit down at one of the cafes. It's all, well, actually the record fair, let me say, it's in Leeds Indoor Market, great big huge market hall, huge. And there's open seated cafes in there, and you know, you buy the usual. So we like to sit down with a bacon and egg roll and a mug of tea, and chew the cud, whatever. And we generally end up exchanging gifts. It's a bit like Christmas, but without the mistletoe. And yeah, Mike kindly gave me a 7-inch single by an artist who's new, up and coming. Certainly never heard of him. What became of him? You might have. Are you joking? He kindly gave me another one of these. I've got quite a collection of these on the go at the minute. And as it happens, I remember saying to him, I said, if there's any Gary Newman, copies of Gary Newman cars here at the record fair, I'll bloody well sniff them out, don't you worry. And sure enough, I found an American copy. I think it's the 3rd one I've got in the collection now on the Atco label. Fantastic. I did find some 12-inch copies as well, but I've already got a 12-inch copy of Cars, and it's mainly the singles I want. I've got British, Portuguese, American. One other collection I've got on the go, and Mike Vinyl Spiral's doing exactly the same, is collecting stuff on the Stiff label. And that is the A side. This is the Israelites by Desmond Dekker, but it's not the original version. It's an upbeat, up tempo, fresher version. What's the date on it? I ain't got my glasses on. 1980. Upbeat, up tempo, fresher version. There's lady backing singers on it and that. It's okay. It is the Israelites, but to me, it's a bloody terrible version. I hate it. I totally dislike it. Though I love Desmond Dekker, he's one of my heroes, and I have seen him live back in the day, 1985, Isle of Wight Scooter Rally. Desmond Dekker doing his stuff. I don't like this whatsoever, but I'm trying to get all the British releases, 7-inch singles on Stiff. I think there's about 270 odd altogether, but a lot of them are promos, which I'm not too bothered about, but I do have one already. I much prefer the original version of this. Hell of a lot better than this, but what can you do? If you want to get all the British Stiff singles, you're going to have to buy it. So yeah, came across it, bought it, played it. Don't particularly like it, but hey ho, what can you do? One purchase I do like, the 7-inch single, and I keep forgetting the lady's name. It's Janet Kay, of course it is. Silly Games, great rock steady single. This is on the Scope label, and lovely Scope company sleeve to go with it. I do like a company sleeve. Sometimes they're a lot better than the sort of bog standard crappy picture sleeves you get sometimes. Yeah, cracking record. I can't remember how well this did in the charts. This was originally in the 70s. Oh, this must be a reissue of some sorts, I would imagine. Great tune, lovely tune. Janet Kay, Silly Games. I'm sure John, 6-inch pianist, will approve of that, and he'll probably approve of these as well. This, I think, well, I'm damn sure this is a reissue of some sorts, because the label isn't. The label seems quite modern. It's made in Jamaica, but whether it is or not, I don't know. But $6 Million Man by Dennis Al Capone on that side, and on the other side, $7 Million Man by the Aggravators. I do have stuff by both artists in the collection. The paper, I forgot the paper label, sorry. What are you on, Nick? Come on, get a grip, man. The paper label seems very modern and shiny, not like an old sort of label should be to me. So I suspect this is a reissue of some sorts. And there was a lot of reissue 7-inch singles for sale at the fair on that day. I did notice. Yeah, they're well worth picking up. They're often, you know, a lot cleaner copies, more playable than older original ones. Depends on how much money you've got to spend on an older original copy. And you put that up against how much one of these reissues cost. A lot cleaner, plays a lot better. You know, totally up to you. So yeah, that's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. I've played these, quite enjoyed that. This was my first purchase on Beverly Records. I think this is all okay, though I'm not 100% sure. Toots and the Maytals, Deep in My Soul. I think this one was, what, £4.50, something like that. Absolute bargain. Plays really, really well. Really clean copy. Not sure whether this is a reissue. It might well be. Double A side, Daddy on the other side. Again, cracking tune. Really enjoyed it. But I do love Toots and the Maytals anyway. Fantastic band. So those were the singles I came home with. I purchased some albums. I got some from the record fair itself, some from one of the record shops we visited afterwards. There was 3 in total, but more of them in a minute. The Cramps, Psychedelic Jungle. This is their 2nd album, I do believe. This is a reissue on coloured vinyl, and it's got a poster with it as well. The poster's basically that. I've not had a chance to play it yet, but it will be played today or tomorrow. Been really, really busy with work and general tiredness and whatever. So yeah, I don't know much about it, to be honest. I may have heard some of the tracks on it. Oh, Goo Goo Muck's on it, I know that one. Any others? None that ring a bell though. Like I say, I might have heard them along the line somewhere. This has got Congo Powers on guitar in here. Lux Interior, dear old Lux, no longer with us. Poison Ivy, of course, there is, and Nick Knox on the drums. Yeah, that's probably the era of the Cramps I'm more sort of au fait with, but glad to get hold of that. Glad to get hold. That was still sealed up in the shrink when I got it. I've opened it up and put it in one of my own sort of protective sleeves, like I normally do with stuff I buy. But yeah, really looking forward to playing that one. Psychedelic Jungle, the Cramps. Let's put that one there. Yeah, let's do this one next. Right, I'm going to hold that one up. I want you to pay close attention. Okay, I'm going to hold that one up. Then I'm going to hold this up. Did you notice any difference? Well, this is my copy. I've had this over 30 odd years, probably 40 years, back in the 80s, back in the day. This is an original British copy. Everything as it should be, on the Go Feet label. Original inner. Okay, the beat, I just can't stop it. This I found at the record fair. Did you notice at the top here it says the English beat? If you find one and it says the English beat, it's either American, or it's likely to be American or Canadian. I do think there may have been the odd country in mainland Europe who called them the English beat. This is Canadian. It's a Canadian pressing, and on the Sire label, the original British one's on Go Feet, which was distributed by oh good God, I've bleeding well forgotten now. Christ, I'm useless, ain't I? I do apologise. Arista did the distribution for the original one. Yeah, this, as I say, is Canadian. It's even got the little Canadian maple leaf up in the corner there. So, do I really need to buy it? I suppose not, but it's just nice to have one. I've been after an American were a Canadian one for ages, and I've only ever seen one, and that was on online somewhere. I can't remember where. There we go. It's on Sire, on the Sire label. It's just a nice thing to have. It says there on the cover, like I've already shown, this hasn't got, whether this came with a same sort of inner as the British one, I don't know, because this is the very first one I've ever seen in person. But like I say, this has got the English beat up in the corner there. I've already shown you. If it says the British beat, it'll be Australian. That is one I'm definitely after. I'd love to get an Australian one with the British beat up in the corner. Mind you, it took me years to come across one of these in person, so what chance do I stand? So yeah, I picked that up from the record fair. Pleased to get hold of that. Nice little accompaniment to the British one. This came from the same seller as that British beat one, Reggae compilation, on the Boulevard label, which I've never heard of. Dave Smith and the Pilots, featuring Errol English and Eugene Paul. I can't say I've ever heard of them, but this is a reggae album, like it says on the front, sort of skinhead reggae type stuff, which you'd associate from 1973 when this was released. And because of the popularity of reggae, Trojan reggae, more melodic sort of reggae stuff, and I hate using that, it's just a generic term to me, reggae. It's so much more than that. Because of the popularity of it all, you get the feeling that a lot of labels are trying to, you know, sort of jump on the bandwagon, and I suspect this is one of those albums. But it's a damn good album. Plays really, really well. A lot of the tunes I've not heard of, whether they're original ones or they're other people's ones. These are cover versions. I don't know for sure. Yeah, great album. Glad to come across it, find it, to be honest. Glad I picked it up. Great stuff on there. Try and find these online yourself, or keep an eye out for them at record fairs. They're well worth having. Good value for money as well. Okay, so that's Man, It's Reggae on the Boulevard label. Let's put that one down there with them. These next two came from one of the shops we visited. There's one shop, it's only a small one, but it's an absolute gem of a shop. Upstairs, it's called Crash Records, and it had a little cellar down these steps. And when I say little, I mean little. You've heard the phrase, not enough room to swing a cat. Well, bloody hell, there wasn't enough room down there to swing a hamster. But bloody hell, was it a cracking little shop the chap had down there. Stuff piled up all over the place. The owner claimed to know where everything was, if he wanted. But yeah, I was instantly drawn to the reggae and ska box he had at the bottom of the stairs. So I stood there quite happily flicking through it, and people were, excuse me, can I just get by? And you had to sort of shuffle around and move out of the way. But yeah, I come out with a couple of records from there. This is a compilation, Rocksteady Hits of '69. Again, on the label, you wouldn't associate, I wouldn't associate with the music. Fontana. And like I say, I expect a lot of record labels and companies are wanting to sort of get in on the reggae act. The very late 60s into the early 70s was the peak sort of period for this sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm not sure about the artists who singing on this. Dee Dee Dennis and Pat Roden and the Brother Lloyd All Stars, but whoever they are, another great album, well worth hunting out and getting. On a label I certainly wouldn't associate with this sort of style of music. Well worth looking out, buying, purchasing. This is actually an Italian pressing, so I found out. Yeah, an excellent buy, excellent purchase. I'm going to show these, but the front cover is a bit risque. Yeah, this is on the Parma label, which is a label I see very rarely when I'm out and about on the hunt. Straighten Up. This is volume 2, but I've not really investigated this, so I don't know how many volumes there are, and I don't really know if the rest of it's sort of semi-nudity with boobs and all that. But if you go on, you see on YouTube, there's videos of Zulu ladies running around half naked. So if YouTube is happy enough to show you that, I'm not here sort of leching over this, or you know, and all that malarkey. So I'm just showing you the records. So I don't see what the problem is. This features bands Max Romeo's on here. Wet Dream, probably his biggest tune. Winston Groovy, The Charmers, Larry and Lloyd, never heard of him. That's a cover. They're doing a cover of Monkey Spanner. Love and Emotion, The Righteous Flames. There's a bit of everything on here. There's cover versions and original versions, I would imagine. Again, I've not really investigated it. I've played it, I've listened to it. Yeah, keen to know more about the series. I've got stuff on the Trojan Tighten Up series. I'm missing one album of the Trojan Tighten Up series, which I'll get online within the next few weeks. So I'm desperate to finish off that little mini collection. Yeah, let's quickly whip it out as the prostitute said to the vicar. Sure, yeah, and again, I'm sure John 6-inch pianist will like to see that. The old Parma label. I very rarely see it out in the wild, and when I do, it's the record's normally either beaten up or it's costing an arm and a bloody leg. But yeah, glad to get hold of that, and it's going to lead me down another rabbit hole of collecting. Last three now, these came from the record fair. These are all reissues. This one here, Slade, Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply. This is, like I said, a reissue on splatter vinyl. They've been reissuing Slade albums for the past few years on coloured vinyl. And more often than not, if you want to get into a band and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on original copies, or you haven't got the time, the money or the patience to find them, these reissues, just as good, and a lot cheaper sometimes. I think this one cost me what, 20 quid, and I was more than happy to pay it, more than happy. It's an American version, Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply, of this one, the amazing Kamikaze Syndrome. But this one, as Richard, I've not had a chance to play it yet, actually, that. As Richard McCook pointed out on Thursday evening, this one has a different track listing to that one. And why they've changed the name from the kamikaze syndrome to keep your hands off my power supply, I don't know. I suspect it might have something to do with upsetting people over Pearl Harbor. I honestly don't know, but if you know, please tell me. I'm keen to know, I'm keen to learn. So that is the American version of that. Glad to get a copy of that to accompany it. I also picked up this. These all came from the same seller, Slade, live at Reading on splatter vinyl. I've not had a chance to play this yet. I'll get round to it today, this evening or tomorrow. I was worried that this is a reissue of Slade Alive. Great live album, Slade live album that is. I've got a copy of that in the collection, but Mike and Ian reassured me that it isn't. So yeah, Slade playing live, absolutely bloody fantastic. Get it on your turntable, bang that volume right up, right up. So yeah, really looking forward to that. These were all wrapped up, unopened in the shrink, and I took them out and put them in my usual sort of sleeve of choice. Cut the hype stickers off, tuck them inside. I've been watching Rob the Waxed. He did a video a good year or so ago now of how he attaches hype stickers to brand new sleeves, which is well worth watching and considering. Better than cutting the hype sticker up and having it sloshing around inside there and risking losing it. So yeah, really looking forward to listening to that one. And let's put that down there. We've got stuff sliding around all over the bloody place. Last one, I also picked up that Ambrose Slade Beginnings. Yeah, this is before they changed over to Slade and became the mega hit that they were. I've also got the American copy of this, which I've had for a few weeks now. I'm planning to show in a big sort of mega buys and hauls type video. That's the American version. Ballsy. Why they changed the name, I don't know. Again, if you know, please let me know. Keen to learn these things. So that is the American one. I've got that when I was on holiday, a few days away with the daughter and my granddaughter. Visited a record shop or two. That's another story. That's the American version. That's the original British one. Beginnings, Ambrose Slade. You know, look at them. Butter wouldn't melt, eh? Hard and heavy rockers they became. Oh. So yeah, a great accompaniment to that. And the Slade collection grows ever bigger, better and stronger. Did come home with some other things from it was Crash Records upstairs, Wall of Sound downstairs in the cellar. He had a great big huge stack of old record collector magazines, 50p each. These things are always worth picking up. Great things for reference. A lot of them have got fantastic articles in them about bands you like, and I had a quick look at, picked out ones I do like. This one here in particular got a Dusty Springfield article, and there's one about the Who and the psychedelic stuff they did. This one got a picture of 10cc in the back. It's got a great Madness article. I've even noticed there's one there on Marillion. glad Ian didn't see that one. He'd probably had it off me. But yeah, loads and loads of pictures in them of records and that you've probably never even seen or heard of. You can go hunting for. They're a hive of information, loads and loads of interesting articles in them. This one's got Motown stuff in it. There's a Sex Pistols article about a chap who's hunting for an original copy of is it God Save the Queen or whatever it is on A&M, and I think he finds a fake copy or whatever. I don't know. I've not had a chance to have a proper look through. Again, a hive of information. Even if you just like looking at the pictures and reading the odd short article, and you bin them, but they're well worth keeping, because some of them are worth quite a bit, especially to the Madness one. I'll probably get 10 quid for that if I put it up for sale, because it's got Madness fans go crazy for it. Picture of Dave Hill on the back of that one. Yeah, Sex Pistols in here, Slade, Dave Hill interview. There's even a, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, there's even a Judge Dredd article in there, which I'm going to sit down and have a damn good read of with a cup of tea and a biscuit. So yeah, great day out, Leeds Record Fair. Yeah, Mike even brought one of them, gave it to me. Came home with a couple of carry bags from the shops we visited. So yeah, brilliant. Great day out, cracking company, and chatted up by a bit of totty. There you go, brilliant.